Calvin Castine at the Beaumont Lanes, just outside of beautiful downtown Rouse's Point. It's the 19th day of January 2007, and we're here for CVAC Varsity Bowling, already in action. It's the Ticonderoga Sentinels and the Northeastern Clinton Central School Cougars. Right here, right now on Hometown Cable. We're focusing on the A team to start with. We've got looks like John Fortin up there for the Cougars. And he throws a strike. We're in the third frame. We arrived a little late. We had a lot of things to do, and these 3:30 starts aren't always compatible with our schedule. And we were doing fine till the village of Champlain called and asked us for a copy of the original of the last board meeting, so we had to get that copied and down to a minute, along with heading for the post office for a couple of important mailings. We ended up being a little bit late. This is Dakota O'Connor up for Sentinels, and he gets himself a spare. Now we have Caleb Hampton up for the Cougars. We don't have the averages, but we have the handicaps. And Hampton gets 7 on his first ball in the third. He was working on an open. Here is Nate Laundrie. Laundrie picks off 9 pins, leaves just the 5 pin. And I will have Hampton. He's the number 4 bowler tonight. Looks like Turnus Cecina is the anchor bowler. Hampton, nice job on picking up that spare. Now we'll go to the anchor bowler, Laundrie. And he's going to yank it to the left, little curve ball. Now Cecina is up. Cecina, right, and pocket for a strike. And we've got Cody Hampton starting the 4th frame, and he starts it with a strike. He's was working on a spare. He had a couple of spares, had an open in the first frame. Looked like he may have had a split to start things. Excuse me, and up to the lead bowler, Alex Yall, for a tie. Yall with a strike. Now Chris Hack was up on the A team tonight. I believe just the looks like the 4 pin, I guess. Friday night North Country. This game was recently rescheduled, actually pre-scheduled, I guess you'd have to say, because it's scheduled for later in the year. But they moved it up a bit. That was Shane Fuller getting the strike, and missing the spare was Chris Hack. Just went to the left of it. Let's check on the total pins category. Looks like the Sentinels are in the lead 416 to 343. The Cougars are spotting the Sentinels about 29 pins as Fortin gets a strike. And up is Peter Cobb for the Sentinels, and he leaves just the 4 pin. So the Cougars spotting the Sentinels 29 pins, but the Sentinels have stretched that out a little bit. Caleb Hampton leads the 7 pin on his first ball in the 4th frame. 3-game match plus total pins, so a total of 4 points up for grabs for the A team and the B team. The A's and B's are combined in the boys' standings. On the girls' side, there's just the A team, and Hampton misses his spare. It's the A team, so they have only 4 total points to accumulate. Cougars are the defending CVAC boys and girls champions. Here's Dakota O'Connor, and he leaves a split. Looks like a 2-4-10. And Cougar anchor bowler Cecina leaves the 7-pin. And just a little bit left of the head pin and left to 7. We're in the 4th frame. And here is Barrett. He got it. Nice job there. He had a split and he managed to pick that up. That was a nice job by O'Connor. And in the meantime, Cecina misses his spare. So the Cougars are missing a couple of easy spares here in the last several bowlers. And that's going to add up. Actually, not add up. Nate Laundrie leaves the 6-10. Starting the 5th frame with a strike is Alex Yall. The Sentinels are, I believe, increasing their lead. We'll check it after that shot there by Laundrie. As we go to Shane Fuller, number 2 bowler for the Sentinels, and he leaves the 6-10. But at the moment it's 507 to 399, a 100+ pin lead for the Sentinels. And you got to win on your home lanes as Hampton leaves the 10-pin and Fuller leaves the 6-pin. People bowl better on their home lanes, so when they go on the road, it's a tougher battle for them. There's a strike. The Sentinels are doing well here on the road, just outside of beautiful downtown Rouse's Point. That was Peter Cobb with the strike, and for the Cougars, right from Chris Hack. And I'll get us to Dakota O'Connor on the Ticonderoga side. And on the Cougar side, John Fortin. Got a Brooklyn strike. A little bit to the left from a right-hander, and he got a Brooklyn strike. Here's Fortin. And he leaves a little picket fence on the right-hand side, the 3-6-10. Nate Laundrie. Strike for Laundrie. Sentinels doing extremely well here at the Beaumont lanes. They might make this their home alley. Nice pickup there by Fortin. A little tough for the practices, but they can make this their home alley. Here's Cody Hampton starting the 6th frame, and he's going to leave the 1-2-8. There's brother Caleb Hampton. Leaves just the 6-pin. Sentinels 100 pins or so ahead of the Cougars, and Cody Hampton's going to miss his spare. The boys A-team here for the Cougars probably wishing that we hadn't shown up at all instead of showing up late. Caleb Hampton picks up the spare. And we'll just check that score here. It's 569. And I guess they're waiting for the anchor bowler for the Cougars here. As Hack gets about 6 pins. There's Cecina. Cecina strikes. Obviously needed that one. So it's 569 to 502, but Cougars have several bowlers who have bowled. Hack misses his spare. And up for Sentinels. This is Alex Yall, the lead bowler. Cougars are several, and a split. No, he gets a late drop, so he avoids the split. There's Fortin. Fortin leaves just the 2-pin. And picking up the spare was Yall. Now here's Fortin, and he will pick up his spare. Now Caleb Hampton. He leaves the 6-10. Shane Fuller plays the 2-4-5. Caleb Hampton will leave the 10-pin. Looked like he had it. And picking up his spare was Fuller. Now Cecina for the Cougars. Working on a strike. His 7 pins, it came close to that gutter. Here's Peter Cobb. Leaves the 6-7-10. And Cecina will pick up the spare. There is, that was Cobb getting 8 for the frame.
Start him off, buddy.
Let's go!
Now Dakota O'Connor gets 7 pins, and the lead bowler Alex Yall starting the 7th frame. He gets a strike. The Sentinels continue to lead the Cougars, leading by around 100 pins, I believe. O'Connor misses his spare. And Fuller leaves a baby split. Fuller will go for his spare. And he gets 9 for the frame. And striking is Nate Landry. So it is now 694 to 556 or 58. Sentinels pulling away from the Cougars here in this important first game. Remember, total pins also count, so if they can win by a lot, it gives them a big advantage, even if they should lose the next 2. Gives them an excellent chance to come up with a split. Cody Hampton gets 8 pins. Peter Cobb has the 4-7, and he will pick it up. There's Cody Hampton. He covers his spare. Chris Hack up for the Cougars. Hack gets the strike. And up for the Sentinels is Dakota O'Connor. gets 6 pins. Cobb, the bowler before him, got a spare. Here's Fortin.
Here you go, Taylor.
Fortin leaves just the 10 pin. Now O'Connor up. And O'Connor, off the wall, gets that 10 pin. Nice. He's got a couple of nice spares tonight. And Fortin will pick up his spare. Now here's Nate Laundrie. The B team is actually ahead of the A team. Strike there for Alex Yaw. Or was that Laundrie? That was Laundrie, I guess. That was Laundrie. Caleb Hampton gets a strike. Well, Laundrie had a strike. Hampton gets a strike. Here's Cody Hampton. In fact, Laundrie has 3 strikes in a row. Cody Hampton leaves a 10 pin. Anchor bowler Turner Cecina finishing up the 7th frame for the Cougars. Hampton bowling in the 8th. The B team is already in the 9th frame. And the girls are, looks like they're just starting the 7th. Here's Cody Hampton. He will pick up the spare easily. Now anchor bowler Cecina. And Cecina gets 9 on his first ball in the 7th. Cecina will pick up the spare. Well, let's see. We'll get an update on the scores. It's 7:44 to 6:45, a 99-point advantage for the Sentinels. For the 29 handicap, they're bowling 70 pins better than the Cougars. Here's Alex Yaw starting the 8th for the Sentinels. He gets 9 pins. Chris Hack for the Cougars gets a strike. Yaw going to pick up the 7th pin. Just barely got it. There's John Fortin for the Cougars. He strikes. Caleb Hampton will step up for the Cougars. And he gets a strike. Shane Fuller for the Sentinels also strikes. Now Cecina up for Northeastern. Cecina leaves a 10 pin. As we said, we don't have the averages for the players, but we do have the handicaps. So those of you who are bowlers can do a little math and figure it out. A strike for Peter Cobb. And Cecina going for the 10 pin. Got to come fast. He just misses it. His curveball didn't break in time. Cody Hampton has a 9 handicap. Chris Hack a 36. John Fortin an 18. Caleb Hampton a 17. And Turner Cecina a 15. Strike for Dakota O'Connor. And here's Alex Yaw. Leaving a 1, 2, 4, 10. The tie side, Alex Yaw has a 26 handicap, Fuller a 28, Cobb a 29, O'Connor a 20, and Landry a 21. Strike for Nate Landry. 4 in a row for Landry. And missing the spare here in the 9th frame is Y'all. Hampton, Cody Hampton up for the Cougars. Leaves the 1-2-10. Brings up Shane Fuller. Fuller puts his first ball in the gutter. Now Hampton going for a tough spare. We saw a tie bowler pick it up earlier. Needed to come to the left of that head pin and knock that into the 10. Now here's Fuller. His second ball, and he spares. He spares. Chris Hack. You're right for Hack. That's a triple for Chris Hack. It's just to Peter Cobb. Cobb leaves the 6-9-10. John Fortin for the Cougars. He leaves the 4-7-9. There's Cobb going for his spare. And he's going to put it in the gutter. Seemed like a good idea at the time, probably. Getting just one pin was Fortin. So you got 8 for the frame. O'Connor up for the Sentinels. He leaves the, looks like a 4-5 maybe, or 2-5. There's Caleb Hampton. He leaves a 2-5. So this must be, this is a 2-5 here, this must be a 4-5. That'd be my guess. Might have been a 4, I don't know. I'm sticking with that prediction, that assumption. Left to 5 pin. There's the man with 4 in a row looking for 5. And by golly, he's got it. Nate Landry. 5 in a row here in the middle of this first game. Turner Cecina for the Cougars. He left the 4-6. Not quite as exciting as a 7-10, but still a challenging split. Starting the 10th frame is Cody Hampton. And just an update on the score, 941 to 826. Sentinels are going to take this first game by 100 plus pins, it looks like, as we start the 10th. And Cecina, all he could do was pick up one of those. He had to go for the wood and hope to get one. Hampton picks up his spare. So he'll get a full ball here in the 10th frame. Meanwhile, the B team has started their second game. In the gutter was Shane Fuller. No, that was Alex Yall. Alex Yall put it in the gutter. Strike for Hampton. And Hampton finishes with a 156, which is probably about 30 pins under his average. There's Yall. Yall's going to get a 200 with that gutter ball ruining his 10th frame here. He had a nice game going. 200 is excellent, but he had a game that could have got into the 200s. But he just barely hit it, so that's a nice game. Here's Fuller. No. They're not done yet. I need it. Okay, there's Hack. On my only score sheet, and taking it away from me here, so I hope I remember all the last names for the Sentinels. There's Fuller. Leaves the 10 pin. So let's see, he ends up with a 163. Oh, he's got a 163 and a fill ball, one more fill ball coming. So he could get a 165, I guess. 167 at the moment for Chris Hack. Hack strikes on his fill ball. Fuller will put it in the gutter. So let's see where Hack is here. Hack got a 187. Nice game from Hack, up from the B team. Fuller finished with a nice 182. There's Fortin for the Cougars. Fortin leaves the 3-6. Peter Cobb for Ty gets a strike. Here's Fortin for the Cougars. Fortin picks up the spare, so he'll get a full ball. Cobb. Cobb strike. We're looking for a strong finish. And the Sentinels are going to take this first game, but take it with a lot of pins. 889, 997 looks like. So I'll take it by 100 pins or so. So 9 pins for his last fill ball for Cobb. Here's Fortin, who just chops it right through there. Leaves a 1, 2, 4, 6, 10. Oh, that was his. That was Hack. That was Hack's last ball, or what? No, Fortin. Okay, that was Fortin. That was Fortin. He finishes with a 184, which is a nice total. Dakota O'Connor plays a 6, 7, 10. Caleb Hampton with the strike. Let's see, 163 for Cobb. There's the Cougars totals. O'Connor with it in the gutter, so his game comes to an abrupt end. There's what looks like a 158. We'll verify that. There's Caleb Hampton. The pin setter. Pin setter stood the pin back, knocked the pin down. O'Connor's finishes with a 158. What happened was the pin slid and it wasn't where it's supposed to be, and that's why the pin setter knocked it down. 7-pin for Landry. He's well into the 200s here. He's got he had those 5 strikes in a row, and actually he had 6 in a row. He had 5 and 6 in a row. He did have a strike. This is his last fill ball. We were busy watching Caleb Hampton. Well, he's got a nice game here. He's going to end up with a 237. Caleb Hampton picks up his spare. Hampton gets a 159. Well, a nice 237 there for Landry. 1062 team total. 9-14 for the Cougars. They're going to lose by more than 100 pins here as our anchor bowler, Cecina, leaves a 7-pin in his first ball. $10.62, 940 scratch, 828, 923. Cecina will pick up the spare, so he'll get a fill ball. He's got a 143, possible 153. Cougars 924 are going to finish about 130 pins behind the Sentinels in the boys A game. We'll be moving over to the B game here in just a moment. The girls are right alongside the A boys there. They're just finishing up the 10th also. There's the final ball of this game. Gave him a 149, I guess. And the Cougars lose by quite a bit. We are moving over. We are over at the B game. Hopefully Jeremy Winters will provide us with a score sheet so we can tell you who everybody is. Goldrick gets a split. And there's a strike. We're in the 4th frame already here for the boys team. I wonder if they're bowling. They seem to have all their numbers up there. Okay, up for the Cougars right now is Nick Bayshard. He gets 8 pins. And Scott Cook, I believe, is the bowler for the Sentinels. He gets 9 pins in his first ball. In their first game, the Sentinels took a close one, 978 to 951. Scratch. They won it by even more, I guess. Looks like they're spotting the Cougars about 30 pins. They have 178 handicap to the 218 for the Cougars. Once again, the ball return. Last time we were here, it was a different ball return. This looks awfully dangerous. I don't know if it is or not, but it sure looks dangerous anytime you stick your hand in there where there's pulleys and gears and belts and so on. That looks like an awfully dangerous thing to be doing. I'm not sure if OSHA would approve of this. Now it's moving. Now we're set for Cook, going for his spare. He picks it up. And Bayshard going for his spare. He left the 4-pin. There's Norton, Derek Norton for the Cougars. And they have Taylor Andrus set to start the 5th frame for Northeastern. And he starts it with 7 pins. And a spare for Norton. Excuse me. In the first game, Andrus hit a 142 for Northeastern, as he leaves a pin here in the 5th. Dan Ormsby gets a strike. Goldrick had a 148. McGoldrick up now for the Cougars. Nick Bayshard a 128. Norton a 167 and Ormsby a 148. McGoldrick gets 6 pins. Alex LaFrance up for the Sentinels. And he leaves a 5-9. LaFrance hit a 141 in the first game. Nice spare by McGoldrick. Barely getting that other pin. LaFrance picks up the spare. Now Bayshard up for the Cougars. And he gets 7 pins, leaving the 3-5-6. David Schreier now for the Sentinels. Schreier had a 165. The next man up, Brian Bain, had a 197. Schreier gets a strike. Scott Cook a 150, and Dustin Moore is a blind bowler. That's why they're ahead here. They have a blind bowler. Mainly they're using the guy's handicap, even though he's not here. They're using his average, I guess, a 147. So they've already got him penciled in throughout the game for a 147. Not sure if they take a few pins off that handicap or how that exactly works, but it's a blind spot in the order. And they put a 147 in there. I assume they take a few pins on under his average. Norton misses his spare. And 9 pins for Bain. Bain had that 197 in the prior game, gets a spare. Bowling for the Cougars is Ormsby. He's got a 2, I think that a 3, 6, 10. And he leaves the 3. Now Scott Cook for the Sentinels. He leaves a 10 pin. Cook had the 150 in the first game. Cook going for his spare. And LaFrance. Cook misses his spare. LaFrance gets 7 pins. Taylor Andrus up for the Cougars. Handicap-wise, Andrus has a 38. The rest of the team on the Cougars has a maximum of 45. That's as big a handicap as you can carry. LaFrance has an open here in the 6th frame. Has a 32 handicap. Schreier a 41. Bain a 39. Cook a 34, and Moore, who's not here, at a 32 handicap. Andrus misses his spare. Here's Schreier. Schreier with the strike for the Sentinels. I'll bring up McGoldrick for the Cougars. McGoldrick throws it in the gutter. And a strike over on lane 16 by Brian Bain. Bain with that 197. He probably likes these alleys. If they ever vote on relocating their home lanes here, I'm sure he'll vote to do it. There's Scott Cook. Left to 5-7. McGoldrick looking to pick up his spare, needs to knock them all down. And he gets 6 for the frame. There's Cook going for his spare. He gets a 7-pin, leaves probably the head pin. Might be the 5. Bayshard gets 6 on his first ball in the 6th. Sentinels have completed the 6th frame. A nice spare by Bayshard. There's Derek Norton. Leaves the 10-pin. Taylor Andrus will get up and he'll start the 7th frame. It leaves us 3-10. Norton missed that spare by quite a bit. There's Andrus, and he will come right between them. Nice job by Taylor Andrus. Dan Ormsby gets a strike. So that completes the 6th. Things are happening now in the 7th. Alex LaFrance up for the Sentinels, but first we have John McGoldrick going for the Cougars. He backs off and lets LaFrance go. He leaves the 6-10. McGoldrick. There's LaFrance. He's got the 6-9-10. And he missed them all. McGoldrick picks up the spare. And we got David Schreier up for the Sentinels. And he's got himself a strike. Eight pins for Nick Bayshard. Now Brian Bain up for the Sentinels. He strikes. Bayshard picks it up off the wall. Nice spare there by Nick Bayshard. I'll bring up Derek Norton for the Cougars. Scott Cook up for the Sentinels. Strike for Cook.
There you go for it. Yeah, there you go.
And Norton picks up his spare.
Come on, Dan.
So we'll get us to the 8th frame on our left. And the 7th frame on our right. Ormsby gets 8 pins. A few more than Andres got. How often do you get bowlers with O names bowling back to back here? Actually, not back to back. One's the lead bowler, one's the anchor bowler, but once the game starts, they're back to back.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, most of the O boys have spares in that round. I mean, have opens in that round, not spares. Here's LaFrance. He gets 9 pins. McGoldrick. How could that pin stand up?
Yes.
Something is wrong. Defying the laws of physics. Spare for LaFrance. McGoldrick. He's going to miss the spare.
It's all right, bud.
There's David Schreier. Strike for Schreier. Nick Bayshard up for the Cougars. He leaves just the 2 pin. And we got Brian Bain for Ticonderoga. Bain leaves at 3, 6, 10. Bayshard will miss his spare.
All right, Dan.
And Bain will pick it up. There's Derek Norton, leaves the 7 pin. Scott Cook for the Sentinels. He left took the 2 pin. Norton will pick up the spare. Cook picks up his spare. Barely spare. Dan Ormsby gets 8. And we got Taylor Andres with a strike in the 9th. I haven't been checking the total pins here. I'm slipping. So much fun watching the bowlers. I forgot to check the score. My apologies. We'll wait till these bowlers have a break here. Here's McGoldrick.
Come on.
Leaves the 7 pin wiggling. Alex LaFrance. It's a strike. So Now's the time to check the totals. 7:51 with handicap for the Cougars. 8:56. Looks like Ty is going to win this one. McGoldrick misses his spare. In the A game, once again, Ty is leading the Cougars. A split, a little baby split there for David Schreier. Bayshard gets 6 pins. Schreier has 2, 5, 7. And he'll get the 5. There's Bayshard. We're bowling in the 9th here. Bayshard gets 7 for the frame. Here's Brian Bain. Bain with a strike. Derek Norton for the Cougars. And he strikes. Scott Cook up now. The tie. He gets 7 pins, leaves double wood. And nice ball there by Ormsby. So we're going to start the 10th frame. Cook finishing up the 9th. LaFrance starting the 10th with a strike. .948 with that strike. 788 for the Cougars. Excuse my camera work here as we get back down to floor level. Andrus gets 7 pins. LaFrance gets 7. Andrus looking for the spare. He does. So he's got a fill ball. And LaFrance leaves a pin. Andrus gets 9 on his fill ball. There's Schreier for the Sentinels.
Come on, buddy, right out there.
Get him again!
He leaves a 1-2. France finished with a 156. After 2 games, Sentinels are going to have a big enough lead that they'll win at least 3 tonight. Schreier with the spare. There's McGoldrick for the Cougars. When we leave here, we'll be heading, I believe, to Ellenburg tonight. We haven't decided for sure, but the Cougar Sports Network is covering the varsity volleyball at Northeastern. So we'll probably head for Ellenburg, because by the time we leave here, the JV will be half done, if not all done. So, however, if we leave here at a time when the JV is not done, then we would head up to Northeastern to do the JVs. There's Bain. Leaves a 6-pin. McGoldrick gonna miss his spare. Oh, he'll pick it up. Slides over. Let's see what Schreier finished with. Holy cow, 241. I did not really realize Schreier was doing that well. 241. Bain finishes with a 184. Bayshard gets 7 pins. Let's see how McGoldrick did. Andres with a 144. McGoldrick a 105. Strike for Cook. There's Bayshard. Gets 8 for the frame, so his second game is over. Gives him a 120. There's Cook with the strike. Norton for the Cougars, he strikes. It's going to be too little too late for the Cougar side. Cook's final fill ball. Leaves a 10 pin. And Norton gets a strike. We are blocked here from Scott's final total. Cook got a 148. 7 pins for Norton. I'll have to wait for the machine to catch up. 10:54 with handicap. Cougars are about 885, 892. Ormsby. It's 9 pins. Working on a strike. Norton finished with that 153. Looks like Ormsby will have the best total for the Cougars in this second game. He has a 172 plus his fill ball. So he's already got the highest total for the Cougars. He's got a 172 plus. Oh, dominoes. Plus 10. 182. Cougars will lose by quite a bit. 922 to 1054. The girls are a little bit behind here, but we'll go over there and pick up their game number 3.
Welcome, bowling fans. We're here for the third game of a match between the Ticonderoga Sentinels and the Cougars of Northeastern. As we see Megan Friend pick up the spare on lane 11. We had Megan, I will get their sheet in a minute. The leadoff bowler for Ty struck. Now we're going to move to the second bowler, Vanessa for the Sentinels, and she will get 8. Kelsey Deso for Northeastern. Kelsey, the ball stuck to her hand, but she's going to get 9, leave just the 5 pin. Ticonderoga comes into this match 5 games behind the Cougars in second place. And it is 1 game and 1 game, and Ticonderoga's up by 50 pins in total. So Cougars are hanging on here as Vanessa will miss the 2-pin spare. They move to Deso on lane 11, and Deso will miss the 5-pin. We have Elena Swinton Just got 9 pins for Ticonderoga as Kayla DeCoss struck for the Cougars. Moving to lane 12, Alana Swinton. She'll miss this one. Swinton had games of 161 and 123. DeCoss had games of 121 and 158 as Sarah Winters leaves just the 3-pin. Again, the Ticonderoga girls came in and shot 10-11 the first game to 874 for the Cougars as Tony O'Hara gets 9, the 4th bowler for Ticonderoga. And Winters will pick up her spare. In the second game, Northeastern goes 983 to 955 as O'Hare misses her spare. We have Danielle Tierney up for the Cougars. She leaves the 5-pin. Tierney had games of 145 and 227. We'll move to the anchor bowler, Kylie O'Connor, and she will get 1. O'Connor had games of 171 and 205 as Tierney spares the 5-pin. Again, this is a handicap format. The Cougars have a handicap of 142, the Sentinels 195. So the Cougars are spotting them 53 pins to start the game as O'Connor gets 9 for the frame. We have Megan McDonough for the Sentinels, a leadoff bowler. McDonough had games of 187 and 162, and she leaves the 189 spare. Megan Friend for the Cougars. Megan will strike. Friend had games of 156 and 157. And hopefully in a moment I can get their averages for our viewers. As all I have is a score sheet with their handicaps on. That's it. As McDonough gets 2 of the 3 pins. Again, the Cougars have a 5-game lead over the Sentinels on this 19th day in January. And we have Kelsey Deso for Northeastern. Kelsey will leave the 3-10 split. Vanessa Delacour will strike, second bowler for the Sentinels. Vanessa had games of 166 and 117. As Deso looks to fit between the 3-10, and she does. Nice shot by Deso. Over on lane 11 to Alana Swinton. And Swinton will come up high, leaving the 6-10 spare. Swinton had games of 161 and 123. Kayla DeCoss for the Cougars will cross, and she will strike. So DeCoss will double here to start the third game. This is a 4-point system. You have 1 point for each game and 1 point for total pins for the whole match. And again, there's 1 girls team for each school. There's 8 schools in the CVAC. As Swinton will miss her spare. Sarah Winters will come up high, and she will leave just the 10-pin. For the boys, there's 2 teams for each school, so they work on an 8-point system. Tony O'Hara for Ticonderoga, and O'Hara will leave just the 4-pin. As Winters will cross for the 10, and she'll just miss it. So after Friend, Deso, and DeCoss all mark, Winters misses a 10-pin. That'll bring up Tierney for Northeastern, as O'Hare will finish her second shot of the second frame, and she'll miss the 4-pin. Tierney will come up high and leave the 4-7-9. Danielle had games of 145 and 227 so far this afternoon, as anchor bowler Kylie O'Connor will get 6, her first shot. Tierney will need to hit the 4-pin light, pushing it into the 9. The ball will carry out the 7-pin. And she will get 2 of the 3 pins. O'Connor on lane 11. She will get 2 of her 4 pins. So both anchor bowlers open here in the second. And it's like a 9. Whoa. Looks like the Cougars have caught the Sentinels a few pins up. Has Friend looking to double, she'll get 9, and so will McDonough. Again, we hope you like what you're seeing on Hometown Cable. And if you like what Calvin's doing, if you see him out, thank him. Also, viewer-supported television. You'd like to send a check to 1477 Ridge Road, Champlain, New York, 12919. As McDonough misses the 5-pin, Friend will pick up her 4-pin. So we're into the third frame of the third game as Friend spares to open up for the Cougars. McDonough opens for the Sentinels. Deso on lane 11 for Northeastern. Kelsey will cross over and she will strike as Vanessa will get 5, her first shot. We'll be going to lane number 11 for Kayla DeCoste. DeCoste working on a double, looking for a 3-bagger. It's going to come up light. She's going to get what we call a washout. The 1, 3, 6, 7. As Vanessa will get 3 of her 5, giving her 8 for the frame. DeCoste will need to hit this, the head pin light on the right hand side, pushing it into the 7. The ball will take out the 3, 6. And she will give it a try here, and she will get 3 of the 4. So DeCoste, after opening with a double, ends up with a 9-pin count here in the third, as Swinton will get 8 pins. Sarah Winters for Northeastern, and Winters will leave just the 8-pin. And Swinton will be shooting her spare, and she'll miss it. So the first 3 bowlers for the Sentinels in the third have all opened. 2 of the 3 for Northeastern have marked, and Winters will add to that. So they've got 3 out of the 4 will mark, bringing up the anchor bowler Tierney. Now we're on lane 12 for 4th bowler Tony O'Hara. And O'Hara will cross over, and she'll leave just the 5-pin. As Tierney will come up high, and she will leave the fence on the right-hand side. That will be the 3, 6, 10. Back to lane 12 to O'Hara. Again, O'Hara has games of 131 and 153. And she will miss the 5-pin. Tierney will spare the fence. So we have 4 bowlers out of 5 for Northeastern have marked in the third frame. Ticonderoga looking for their first mark, relying on their anchor bowler, Kylie O'Connor. O'Connor looking also for her first mark of the game, and she gets it. Again, O'Connor had games of 171 and 205 to lead the Sentinels so far this afternoon. And leadoff bowler Megan McDonough will strike here in the fourth. Again, McDonough had games of 187 and 162. Friend on lane 12, she will leave just the 10-pin. as Vanessa Delacour will leave the 7-10 split. Friend shooting the 10-pin, cross lanes, and she will hang and ride the rail, and she will score on it. Nice pickup by Friend, so Friend opens the game with 4 marks in a row. She'll start the 4th with a mark for Northeastern. As Vanessa will miss hers. Kelsey Deso working on a strike, looking for a double, and she will get an 8, leaving the 5-9 spare. Back to lane 11 to Alana Swinton. And Swinton will ride the edge of the gutter, but she'll come back and get 6. Deso looking for her spare, and she will cover both of them. Back to lane 11 to Swinton. Swinton will get 3 of her 4. Total pins right now, the Cougars have 1657. Excuse me, they have 1857 to 1966 for Ticonderoga. So Ticonderoga has a 109 pin lead. So the Cougars are going to have to bear down in order to win total for this match. As we see both the bowlers here leaving splits. DeCoss with the 6-8-10. O'Hare with the 3-10. DeCoss must hit the 6-pin a little light, pushing it into the 8, but she will get 2 of her 3 pins. So after Friend and Deso have spared, DeCoss open, and we have an open for O'Hare. Then after Megan McDonough starts out with a strike, the next 3 bowlers for the Sentinels have opened, as Sarah Winters will get 8 pins, her first shot here in the 4th frame of the last game. O'Connor working on a strike, looking for a double. She will leave what we call double wood, the 3-9 spare. Kind of a tricky spare. Need to hit the 3-pin solid, push it back into the 9. As Winters will spare her 1-2. O'Connor will miss her spare. So the 4th frame is done for the Sentinels. They end up getting 1 mark. Tierney will end the 4th for the Cougars, and she will trip the 4-pin. So we have 4 marks for the Cougars in the 4th, 1 mark for the Sentinels. The Cougars are up by 40 pins with 6 frames to go, looking to cut in that 109 pin lead. As Friend comes out shooting the 5th, she will leave the 10 pin. McDonough will come high and she'll strike, folding the 4-6. Friend will spare the 10, so Megan opens the game with 5 marks in a row. The Cougars in first place, looking to hold on to it. Right now they're tied with the Sentinels 1-1 here in this match. The Sentinels again are 5 games behind the Cougars, 5 points behind the Cougars. As Kelsey Deso will be on lane 11, she'll cross over, leave just the 9-pin. Vanessa will go in the gutter. She hit her leg and went into the gutter. Her first shot here in the 5th. We're coming to you from the Bull Mart on Hometown Cable. As Deso will just barely miss the 9-pin. Then Vanessa will get 3 more pins, so she will get 3 for the frame. Back to DeCoss. DeCoss will cross over and she will strike. So after Kayla opened with a double then 2 splits. Now she's struck here in the 5th. Moving to lane 12 and Alana Swinton. Swinton will come up high and she will leave just the 10 pin. Sarah Winters on lane 11, she will get 7, leaving the 2, 4, 5 spare. Back to lane 12 to Swinton. Again, Swinton had games of 161 and 123. And she will get the 10 pin. She will spare. That's her first mark this game. As Winters will get 1. She will get 8 for the frame. Winters had games of 158 and 130. Move to the 4th bowler, Tony O'Hare. And O'Hare will strike. So Tierney looking for a double. She's going to come up high, leaving the 3, 6, 10. So after McDonough doubles, Decor opens. You get spares from Alana, a strike from O'Hare, and now the anchor bowler O'Connor. O'Connor will leave the 3, 10 as Tierney chops the 3 pin off hers. So Danielle will open along with Winters and Diso. So we have 2 marks for the Cougars in the 5th. The Sentinels looking for another mark. They will get 4 marks, with aided by the double from McDonough. As McDonough looking for a triple, and she will get 8. So the Cougars are up by 40 pins still, with half a game to go. Friend on lane 12, she will strike to begin the 6th frame. As O'Connor will get 1 of her 2. Or excuse me, McDonough. McDonough will get 1 of her 2. Moving to Diso on lane 12. And Diso will cross over and she'll strike. Diso strikes here in the 6th along with Friend. As Vanessa Delcor will get 7. Kayla DeCoss will also get 7. As Delcor spares. Moving to lane 12. DeCoss looking to spare here. And she will also cover her spare. 3rd bowler Swinton for the Sentinels will leave the 5 pin. Get the 4th bowler for the Cougars, Sarah Winters. Winters will get 7. She'll leave the 1, 2, 8. And Swinton will be shooting the 5 pin, and she'll cover it. Moving to Winters on lane 12, and Winters will cover her spare. So we got a strike from Friend and Diso, spares from DeCoss and Winters. They'll bring up Tierney on lane 12. We have O'Hare for the Sentinels. She was working on a strike. She gets 9, leaves just the 3 pin. Tierney's got it out there, a little light, but she does carry the 10. So the Cougars pick up 5 big marks here in the 6th frame. as O'Hare will shoot the 3-pin, and she will just cover it. The Sentinels got 3 marks now, moving to their anchor bowler, O'Connor. As we go to their leadoff bowler, McDonough. McDonough will come up high, leaving 6. The 3, 6, 9, 10. As O'Connor will hit him light on the Brooklyn side and strike. So as the Cougars pick up 5 marks in the 6th, the Sentinels answer with 4. So the Cougars are up 50 pins here in the last game with 4 frames to go. Has McDonough fouled on that one. There's a line that goes across in between the approach and the lane, and if you go over that line, it's called a foul, and you get 0 for that shot. And McDonough went over that, so she did spare, but she ends up with 0 for that shot. So she gets 6 for the frame. As Friend leaves the 10-pin, and she will miss it. That's Friend's first open, comes here in the 7th. As Delcor ends up leaving just the 5. We have Diso on lane 11. Diso working on a strike, looking for a double, and she will leave the 10-pin also, as Vanessa will pick up the 5-pin. Jeremy. Swinton on lane 12, looking for a strike, and she gets it. Crosses over. As Diso looking to cover the 10-pin, and she misses it. So we begin the 7th frame for the Cougars with 10-pin misses from both Friend and Diso. The Cougars looking for a mark, their first mark in the 7th. They'll have to turn to DeCos, as O'Hare will shoot now for the Sentinel. She will get 7. DeCos working on a spare, and she will get 8, leaving the double wood, the 2-8. On to lane 12. We're in the 7th frame of the final game between the Cougars of Northeastern and the Sentinels of Ticonderoga. And Tony O'Hare will spare, so after the foul by McDonough, the next 3 bowlers are marked for the Sentinels. Has DeCos also opens for the Cougars. The Cougars who had picked up 50 pins in this game, moving towards total, the Sentinels are now cutting into their lead as O'Connor on a strike gets 8. Winners will strike here in the 7th, so Winners will get the first mark for the Cougars in the 7th. It'll be a strike. We're bringing up Tierney. Tierney working on a strike, looking for her first double of the game. Tierney on lane 11. Again, looking for her first double of the game, and she will tug it high, and she will leave the 6-10. As O'Connor will spare the 6-10. So the Sentinels pick up 4 marks in the 7th. The Cougars have 1, looking for Tierney to make it 2. And she will. So it's a 40-pin game with 3 frames to go as Friend begins the 8th with the 5-pin. Moving to lane 11 and McDonough. McDonough will get 7 for her first shot. Friend will spare the 5-pin. That'll bring up Diso for Northeastern as McDonough will finish her 8th frame on lane 11. And she will miss the 3 pins. Diso On lane 12 is going to cross over and leave the 3-9-10 split. Vanessa Delacour working on a spare, and she will get 8. Diesel, the tricky one here is the back pin, and Diesel will get 2 of the 3. That's the tricky part of that one, covering that back pin. Moving on to lane 12 with DCOS. DCOS gonna cross over and leave just the 4-pin. DCOS shooting the 4-pin, and she'll miss it. So after friend spares, we have opens by DSO and DCOS. Bringing up winners, working on a strike. As we're getting the ball retrieved for Delacour. Vanessa Delacour looking to spare her pins. She ends up missing them. She gets 8 for the frame. Winners working on a strike, looking to double here in the 7th and 8th for the Cougars. And she will get 8, leaving the 3-9. Swinton working on a strike for the Sentinels. She's looking to double, and she does. Big double by Swinton after the first 2 bowlers for the Sentinels open. Swinton doubles in the 7th and 8th frame. And winners will get 1 of her 2 pins. Again, like I said, the back pin is tricky. You got to hit it pretty square and push it in there. O'Hare for the Sentinels. She will get 4 pins. Tierney up for the Cougars. And Tierney will come up high and leave just the 10 pin. So we're back on lane 11 to O'Hare. O'Hare shooting the 6 pins. She'll get 2 more, giving her 6 pins for the frame. Tierney shooting for the 10 pin, and she'll cover it nicely. Good spare by Tierney. So bookends, friend spares, the other 3 open for Northeastern. Tierney spares. So they pick up 2 marks in the 8th. The Sentinels have picked up 2 marks by the double from Swinton, as O'Connor leaves a solid 10 pin. So O'Connor will finish the 8th frame for the Sentinels. We're looking on lane 12 to Megan McDonough to start the 9th. And the ball will cross over, getting 6 pins, as O'Connor will miss the 10 pin. So we have 2 marks apiece in the 8th frame for both teams. And we have a 751 for the Cougars to 692 for the Sentinels. The Cougars are up by 49 pins with 2 frames to go. And Friend will come out of the gate in the 9th with a strike, as McDonough will be waiting for her ball. Kelsey Deso will step to the plate here in the 9th, and she will leave the 9 pin. As we're still looking for a ball to be retrieved, and it is. So McDonough will finish her 9th frame. And she will end up getting, oh, she fouled again. As McDonough turned around, she fouled. So she ends up with nothing again for that shot. Moving to lane 11 with Deso. She'll be shooting her 9 pin and just gets it. So Deso spares after Friend strikes. So Vanessa will get 8 for the Sentinels. 9th frame here of the final game. Kayla Decos for the Cougars. She will leave the 5-6 split. Kind of a tricky split. You got to go right between them. The ball will fit between them and take each one out. Or you hit one real light and not topple it into the other. That's a much harder way of getting it. As Delacour misses her 2. So the first 2 bowlers open for the Sentinels. The first 2 bowlers strike spare for the Cougars as Decos opens in the 9th. We'll move to the 3rd bowler, Swinton for the Sentinels. Swinton working on a double, looking to keep the Sentinels in it with a triple, and she will get 8 pins, leaving the nasty 3-9 spare. Moving over to lane 11 to Winters, and Winters will strike. So Sarah hits them light and they splash. Usually they call the 9th frame the foundation frame. As Swinton will spare. Nice spare by Swinton. She picks up the double wood. Tierney will leave the fence. So we have O'Hare on lane 12. And Tony will get 3 pins, her first shot. As Tierney will spare hers. So the Cougars will pick up 4 marks here in the 9th. The Sentinels have 1 with 2 bowlers left to go. As O'Hare looking to spare, and she will get 4. She will end up with 8 for the frame. Moving to 11 and McDonough. McDonough strikes to begin the 10th for the Sentinels. As Kylie O'Connor will end the 9th with a strike. So there's 2 marks for the Sentinels in the 9th, 4 marks for the Cougars. The Cougars will be up by 70 pins going into the last game. Looking to catch total as McDonough gets 4 pins. Friend working on a strike. She will get 9. Again, if you like what you're seeing on Hometown Cable, it's viewer supported. Send your donation to Hometown Cable, 1477 Ridge Road, Champlain, New York, 12919. Again, thanks everyone for watching. Please support our sponsors also. As McDonough spares, so does Friend. So McDonough will end up with 132. That'll give her 481 for the day. Friend has 166 with the mark, so she should have a 180. She'll have a 176 game and better, but she should be in the 180s. As Vanessa will get 8 pins, Friend will also get 8, so Friend will go 184. Friend will go 184, giving her 497 for the day. As we have Delacour shooting the 2 pins, and she'll miss them. As Deso on lane 12 will cross, and she'll leave the 9 pin. Vanessa will go 106, giving her 389 for the day. Deso to shoot the 9 pin. And she will cover it. So we have spares by Fernandinho here in the 10th frame. As Swinton will get 8, her first shot. Again, we'd like to welcome all our viewers from around the northern tier. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast coming from the Mart hometown match for the Cougars against the Sentinels from Ticonderoga. As Alana Swinton will spare. Diso shooting her fill ball here in the 10th. Then she'll come high. She'll get 8. Diso will go 151. 471 for the day for Diso. As Swinton will have 149 plus her fill ball. And she will have 149. Her fill ball was 0. Into the gutter. So we'll see what Swinton ends up with as we move to DeCoss on lane 12. DeCoss will strike. O'Hare waiting for her new rack as Swinton will end up with 433 for the day. O'Hare, the 4th bowler for the Sentinels. And O'Hare will get it out there, come up high, leaves just the 6 pin. Again, the Cougars are down 109 pins total after the first 2 games, and that is a pretty important point probably for them. Has DeCoss looking for a double, and she gets it. DeCoss doubles here in the 10th. So friend Diso mark in the 10th, DeCoss doubles. As O'Hare will shoot the 6 pin and just miss it, giving her 109 for the game. Giving her 393 for the day. DeCoss working on a fill ball here, and she will get a handful of them. In fact, she will get 10. Best she can do, 30 pins in the 10th frame. Give her a 158. She will go 437 for DeCoss. Nice finish for DeCoss. As O'Connor looks to double for the Sentinels, she will leave the 10 pin. Winners on a strike in the 9th, looking for a double for the Cougars, and she will leave the 5-8. And O'Connor will spare the 10 pin. Winners shooting the 5-8. And she will cover it. O'Connor on her fill ball. She will get 9, giving her 139 for the game. As Winners will shoot her fill ball, and it'll be high, and she will get 8, giving her 157 for her game. So O'Connor will end up with 515 for the day. As Winners will end up with 445, bringing up Tierney to end the game. And Tierney will come up high, leaving the 610. Right now, the Sentinels have finished their game and they have 830. The Cougars have 946 in the bank. So it's 116 pins. The Cougars have made up that, as Tierney will just barely spare hers. So the Cougars down by 150 pins after the first game, have battled back to take 3 points here, as Tierney will shoot her fill ball and it'll come high also. She will go 162 for her game. And she will end up with, I believe, 530. Once our little man moves there, we can see what we got. Seeing the score sheet went back down. But the Cougar girls, 534 for Danielle Tierney, and the Cougar girls will prevail 3-1 and extend their lead over the second place Sentinels by 7 games.
Well, that'll wrap up our coverage of this Ticonderoga at Northeastern Clinton Central at the Mart CVAC varsity bowling match, and thanks to Jim Tierney for taking us through Game 3 through the girls' match. Well, thanks for watching, and for those of you supporting Hometown Cable, viewer-supported local television. And our thanks to Roy and Mary Clark, who became viewer patrons tonight. We appreciate their support and invite more of you to jump on board. Brassard back to Fiveson, over to Jubert. Foul on McDonald. Fiveson will toss it in. Almost stolen by McDonald. Dubray gets it back. Zach Barron reports in for the Cats. 2:45 showing. Rebounded by Guerin on a shot by Brassard. Ball's pushed down the floor. Moore slides it over. Tobacco tries to reverse. McDonald gets it back for the Cougars. Twombly hands off. That's just good by Casey Guerin, who's shooting well here in the early going. 10-point Cougar lead now. It's not from a lack of hustle on the Bobcat side. They're playing hard out there. Gilbert keeps it in the forecourt. Comes over here to Fiveson. Boyer on the line. Dubray back in. He'll give Boyer a rest. Under 2 to go in the opening period. 18-8 Cougars. Cougars moving the ball around quickly. Guerin goes to Forbatko. Pushed back outside to Trombley. It penetrates, throws it up off the front of the rim. McDonald fighting for it. And it's off McDonald. It'll be green ball. 1:37 showing here in the first period. Cats could use a basket this trip down. Jubert out to Fiveson quickly. Over to Brassard. Will go underneath for Dubray. Dubray puts it up, follows, puts it up again. And he's on the floor. Trombley misses the shot for Bacco with the rebound. And it's 20-8. And the time is 25-8. J.R. Moore, 22-8. 54 seconds to go. Cougars opening it up here after a back and forth start. Go low. Barron throws it up. Just see the body of Dubray, puts it up and in. He's a hustler. 22-10, 35 seconds to go in the quarter. Moore hands it off. Guerin from Trombley. Guerin over to Moore. And Cougars' next game will be at Saranac, and we've lined up Bill Chase to cover that Northeastern at Saranac game. We're going to be covering the Seton Catholic at the Northern Adirondack contest. 22-10 after 1 here on Hometown Cable. Cats trailing the Cougars. Joubert will inbound it. 22-10, Northeastern leading. CVAC, oops. Please don't stand in front of the camera. 22-10, CVAC varsity basketball. Iverson penetrates, throws it up, too strong. Dubray fights for it, gets the rebound, and he'll go to the charity stripe. And the foul was on Sample, his third. Cougars have 5 fouls. He has 60% of them. Coach McDonough's going to leave him in there. Let him get used to playing with fouls. Cougars up by 9, 7.5 remaining in the first half. Tabacco gets the ball, tries to go baseline, pushes it outside for Davison. Corey Davison in for the Cougars. More to Ben Dragoon. Ben Dragoon is in. Moore throws it up. It's Bobcat ball. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Bobcats trailing the Cougars by 9 on this cold, windy January 10th. It's a Wednesday. Dubray looking to draw the foul. Boyer puts it up. Tabacco with another rebound. Up for Moore. Moore hands off. Thrown in by Davison. Nice dish by J.R. Moore. And it's an 11-point Cougar lead, 24-13, 6:27 showing in the second period. That's going to be an over and back, but nope. Moore in his anticipation. Hustling for the ball, but he ran out of room there. He should have let he thought he could sneak in there, steal it, and get a quick layup. But he was too close to the sideline. You can't fault him for hustling. Obviously, he should have let it go, but he's a hustler, and he gets a lot of points for the Cougars on pure hustle. Sample misses, follow, and Davison will come out with it. Tabacco drives the paint, and he's fouled. Foul was on the floor before the shot. Dragoon will inbound. Sample is at the Dragoon. Shot is missed. Rebounded by Boyer. Dubray in the paint. Now picked up by Joubert, and he draws a foul. If that's on Sample, he'll be 4. It is. Sample has 4 fouls. Garand and Trombley come in for Sample and Dragoon. 24-13 to score, 5.5 to go. Davison with a steal, and foul will be on the body, Dubray. It's his first, team third. Tabacco into Moore. Cats in a man-to-man defense. Moore throws it up, and we have a foul on the Cougars. Tyler Brassard at the line, shooting a 1-and-1. Foul was on Davison, his first, rebounded by Moore. Tabacco drops it in. 26-13. Brassard off the glass. Nice shot by Tyler Brassard. 11-point lead for the Cougars. 4:36 to go in the half. Davison, nothing there. Pushes it back outside. A long shot put up by Trombley. tipped by Boyer, picked up by the Cougars. Now Jesse Dubray. Took it in too far, and they have to ditch it. Wasn't any control on it. Guerin, nice job of going to the hole by Casey Guerin. And it's 28-15, 4:08 remaining here in the first half. Guerin down for Trombley. Fobatko lays it in, and the basket will count. Foul will be on Brassard. Only the third foul called on the Cats. Make it the fourth. They're a little slow in putting that up there. 3-point play for Fobatko. And the Cougars lead is at 16. It's 31-15, just under 4. Shown here in the second quarter. Cats with the ball underneath for Boyer. Boyer puts it up off the rim. Moore fighting for it with Dubray, and it's off Moore. A pair of 23s battling for the ball. Fivison will inbound it. Fivison to Dubray, pushes it outside. Gilbert pushes it back in the corner to Fivison. Air ball pulled down by Guerin. And Moore will walk it up the floor. 3:33 showing in the second. Moore bounce pass to Trombley. Fobatko back to Moore, back to Trombley for 3. Off the rim. Trombley follows and drops it in. Nice follow there by Corey Trombley. 33-15. Gilbert into the forecourt. It's the ball to Brassard. He goes to Fivison quickly now in the corner to Gilbert, blocked by Moore. Dubray will shoot. Fouls on Fobatko, his first, team 8th. (33-16). Now 17. Moore brings it into the forecourt. He's picked up by Gilbert. Slides the ball over to Davison, who throws it up quickly. Moore is down. Make that Fobatko is down. Ryan Armstrong reports in for the Cougars. Fouls on Dubray, his third. All of a sudden, Jesse Dubray is in foul trouble. Banked in nicely by J.R. Justin Moore. 35-17, 18-point lead for Northeastern. 2 minutes and a half left in the first half. Stolen, stripped out of the hands of Fivison. Davison lays it up and in. And it's a 20-point Cougar lead. Timeout for the Bobcats. Cougar fans have to split their allegiance tonight. The Bobcats here for basketball. Earlier today we were at the Mart for PHS Cougar Bowling. However, going on right now, as this basketball game is going on, there's a big battle in the local hockey. Saranac Lake and Northeastern, 2 powerhouses this year going at it at the hockey rink down the road a piece. So the Cougar fans, some came here.